Previously on Town Hall 11 Free-to-Play, we explored an overpowering witch and bat combination used for clan war. Today, let's see what armies have been successful in clan war leagues so far. Clan War Leagues are upon us yet again. What armies have you found success with so far? What's going on, guys? My name is Joe, and welcome back for episode 24 of the Town Hall 11 Free-to-Play series. Today, we're going to take a look at 3 replays from clanmates that are dominating with 3 stars, and one of those happened to be a Town Hall 10 versus a Town Hall 11 with a very popular strategy. Now, before I get into those replays, I need to claim some gems because we have the Clash Anniversary going on right now. Some free power potions, 2 of them, and you know what that means? I'm going to be probably using a different army in the Clan War Leagues. Love the Minor Hog Rider hybrid attack, but it's nice to have other options to try out as well, and that's what we're going to be getting with our power potion. We also have 2 training potions for 20 gems, and I am glad to claim those because I can always use those. Now, this hero potion, I'm going to hold off on that for a second, and I'm going to go ahead and claim some gems. I did finish up an achievement. This is how I get my free gems from the game. Anti-artillery. So we cleared out 200 artillery pieces, or the Eagle artillery, and we just got a free 300 gems. I like that. We also have another 25 gems down here that I'm going to go ahead and claim, and we're going to jump over to Paradox Reloaded and take a look at that 10v11 real fast. So right now, Clash of Clans is in a very interesting situation. We're in a transitional phase, so to speak. We have the new lightning spell adjustment that happened about a month ago, and a lot of players are out there using the lightning spells and the dragons. Now, I've seen some success, but not a lot of success with that army. It's very base dependent among some players. Some of you might disagree, some of you might agree with that. So you have to stick with what you know. And so when we look at this attack, we have a Town Hall 10, Subo is a Town Hall 10, versus a new Town Hall 11. And you can sit here and say, okay, he's got mostly Town Hall 10 defenses, the levels at least. But you have to remember that once you add the Eagle to the base, things get a little bit more complicated because you have to remember when you're going to set that bad boy off. So this is a very interesting and amazing attack because you have to go into it. You might be dealing with a mismatch. Some of you might be dealing with mismatches and you fear the Eagle, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to overcome that fear. And Subo is going to come in on this base and have a very ideal situation. And what I mean by that, ideal clan castle troops. Electro Dragons, to some players might say that this is the best clan castle troops. I have to strongly disagree because I feel like witches are probably way worse to deal with, and I'll talk about that later on in the video. And so we got the queen working her way in, setting up a very nice funnel. We got that Barb King and the Siege Barracks. I know some of you can't get the Siege Barracks, but it's an amazing thing to get if you can add it to your arsenal in your attacks. We got that King, we got that P.E.K.K.A. and Wizards clearing out that whole upper right-hand side while the queen works her way around the bottom side of the base. And before that Siege Barracks releases the hogs, Subo is going to release his miners and his hogs from his actual army. He's going to freeze that Eagle, giving his troops time to move into the center of this base, dropping the first heal spell, prepping for that giant bomb, and moving into these Inferno Towers. We got single targets, guys. So single targets versus numbers is never a promising thing. They can get easily overwhelmed by numbers, and that's what we got going on here. And one of the best things about a Town Hall 10 and the differences between the attacks that you might see today is that there is no Grand Warden. So no Grand Warden, you're basically reliant on the strength of your hogs, reliant on the strength of your miners and the funnel itself. And what I mean by the funnel is clearing these exterior buildings. That way those troops stay together and they take out that enemy queen on the backside, and our hogs will work their way through the remaining defenses while we have this queen on the bottom side. I'm going to go ahead and speed this one up because we got some high hit point collectors over there or storages in the corner, and realistically all it requires is a little bit of time. If you got the time to finish up the attack, you should be successful. So that's why I didn't really start on this side of the base. So beautiful work here by Subo. I had to show a little bit of love. Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 11. It can be done as long as you properly plan your attacks and stay a little confident in these war ones. So last week we covered an amazing army with the ice golems, bowlers, witches, and bats. Phenomenal army, right? But a lot of players commented something along the lines of not having ice golems. Well, you got to remember, guys, you have other options. Even though the ice golem has amazing properties, upon death they freeze everything in their radius, you could always change them out for golems or giants. Keep that in mind, guys. You don't have to stay set on a particular particular army, there are other options to basically supplement the army. Now, this base design is pretty much maxed out, but it's a very poorly built base. We can't really judge that. We have certain parameters on this base that really stand out. We got those single target Inferno towers. Single targets calls for numbers every single time if you can provide the army, whether it's witches, bats, whatever. It should work up very well for you. And so that's exactly what Knight's going to do here. He's going to use his witches and bowlers and bats to clear this base. Now, you got to kind of maneuver around, look at the base, try to get rid of that eagle very early in the attack. We got one golem dropped over here to block for the wall wrecker. We got some witches dropped, bowlers dropped, and we're basically not dropping all of the troops. Now, when you have very tight placed buildings like bases like this, you can get a lot of value out of your bowlers. And I mean, those bowlers will bounce off of one building and take out a building back behind it, and it works out really, really nice. Now, you got to make sure that you also funnel bases like this, and you're going to notice that our queen decides that she's going to go on the outside. Sometimes you can predict this, sometimes you cannot, so you just got to work with it and do your best. And so we got a poison spell drop, we got a dragon in the air that came from the clan castle. Grand Warden's ability is going to be used, and then we're going to see the bats flood in from the bottom flank, and they're going to work their way into the first Inferno Tower, actually the second Inferno Tower. Freeze spell used to shut down the Expo as well as the Wizard Tower, and they're going to continue around the base. So you're going to notice that our attacker made sure that they had plenty of freeze spells because he anticipated a very long travel with his bats. Now, we got witches working over here, and they're going to work on a few buildings and try to take out that Wizard Tower. Can't recall if they did or not, but our bats are moving around eliminating the point defenses, which are ultimately going to help out those witches. The witches will get rid of the Wizard Tower, the bats will be successful, and I'm going to go ahead and speed this one up because this was just a generalized base, but a very powerful army that you can try out for yourself. And you saw the previous episode where we showed the ice golems in action. This time around, you get to see the golems used instead. Last but not least, we're going to take a look at this replay by Dragonland. If you're still with us, this is an army that I have yet to cover at Town Hall 11, and it is the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. Now, this attack strategy was very popular about a year ago. Still works, guys. It still works. So don't get it confused with all these new armies that you're seeing here on YouTube. The old stuff still works just as well. Now, one thing I want you to take away from this replay in particular is that this base design was the same one we saw in the first replay. So not a very good defensive strategy by the opposing clan. But what I want you to take away from this replay is that you don't always have to do the same thing that your clanmates do. If you see a hybrid done and you can't use a hybrid, but you're really good with bats, then you can always try a different method. And so we can see this base taken down by two different armies in this video, and this is very, very important to take away. Now, we got Electro Dragon again, so a very easy clan castle troop to take out if you understand how to deal with it. Queen Walk, Queen Walk versus Electro Dragon normally works out very well. Now, one thing that's very unique about this attack is that there will not be a rage spell dropped on this queen, so she will actually have her ability used to eliminate this Electro Dragon because he's saving that rage spell for the center of the base for his bowlers to clear out all the heavy defenses. We got an Eagle Artillery, we got Expos, and we also have two single target Inferno Towers. You see the trend here, single target Inferno Towers equals bats or witches, one of the two, if not both. So we have a wall wrecker drop. We got the P.E.K.K.A.s, we got the bowlers. They're working their way in. Got a nice little funnel going on here, but nothing really major. And also, one more thing that I want to point out about this replay is that there is not a Barbarian King. So our attacker must have him under upgrade, and he's not using the Barb King for this attack. So this works out very nicely because you got the P.E.K.K.A.s over on the right side of the base clearing out buildings, and we have bowlers plus the bowlers from inside the wall wrecker moving through the core, eliminating all of the major defenses, getting rid of that Eagle, getting rid of both Inferno Towers and the Expos. So very nice manipulation of this base while we have the troops working their way on the right side of the base. We got the bowlers trying to cut through a wall in the center, and I'm going to go ahead and speed this one up a little bit because you see that we only have, two of the Wizard Towers on the base. Now one, and the bats are going to work their way around the base, taking out the final Wizard Tower. Notice that there was no freeze spell there, so they timed it just perfectly getting in there. They're going to work around the rest of the space, taking down the point defenses. Only really 3 things that can really inhibit the bats. And so the bats are going to take out cannon, archer tower, air defense, while we have a balloon that managed to come from the clan castle, I guess. But it doesn't really matter. We're going to go ahead and speed this one up. That way you can see the attack all the way through, and that way you can screenshot the army if you want to try it for yourself. This is going to be a very lengthy replay, so I'm going to speed it up all the way. Final buildings are going to fall right there. There is your army, and yeah, that was amazing, wasn't it? So some of you out there might want to know how Joe's first day went in the Clan War Leagues, and all I'm going to say on that note is that it was not necessarily a pretty situation, and I definitely did not 3-star. What I did do was I failed to be optimistic, and I planned for the Electro Dragon coming out of the Clan Castle, and when I saw a Headhunter and Witches come out, it was a bad situation versus the Queen, because here's the reason why. I second-guessed myself, I dropped a poison spell, brought a free spell instead, and versus witches, it only lasts but so long. So what I will tell you is never second guess yourself, because you don't know what's in the clan castle, and do not plan or anticipate something in there that might not be in there at all. So hopefully you're able to get something out of today's video, and if you enjoyed the content, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe if you have not done so already. And if you like watching the video as soon as it goes live, turn on those notifications. If you need any additional video support, or you want to see the Town Hall 11 free-to-play series from the very beginning, click one of those links over there, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Take care.